exposing the secrets to pro-level JavaScript debugging in just 90 seconds. Let's dive in. Welcome to the ultimate guide to debugging JavaScript like a pro. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced developer, mastering debugging is crucial for writing efficient and error-free code. First up, the trusty Console.log. This is one of the simplest yet most powerful tools in your debugging arsenal. Use it to print out variables and pinpoint issues. By inserting Console.log statements at various points in your code, you can track the flow of execution and the state of your variables. For example, if you're unsure about the value of a variable at a certain point, just log it to the console. This helps you track what's going on and identify where things might be going wrong. Next, browser developer tools are your best friend. These tools offer a suite of features that can make debugging much easier and more efficient. Open them with F12 or right-click and select Inspect. This will give you access to a range of tabs and tools designed to help you debug your code. Use the Console tab to see errors and logs. This tab is particularly useful for catching syntax errors and runtime errors that might not be immediately obvious. The Sources tab lets you dig into your code. Here you can view and edit your source files, set breakpoints, and step through your code line by line. Now let's talk breakpoints. Breakpoints are a powerful feature that allows you to pause the execution of your code at a specific line, so you can inspect the state of your application at that point. Click the line number in the Sources tab to set a breakpoint. This will pause your code execution at that line, allowing you to inspect variables, the call stack, and more. This pauses your code so you can inspect it at that point. You can then use the various debugging controls to step through your code and see how it executes. Use Step Over to move through your code line by line. This is particularly useful for understanding the flow of your code and identifying where things might be going wrong. Inspecting variables is crucial. By examining the values of your variables at different points in your code, you can gain insights into why your code is behaving the way it is. Hover over them in the Sources tab or use Console.log to print them out. This helps you see their current state and understand how they are changing over time. This helps you see their current state. If you find that a variable has an unexpected value, you can trace back through your code to find out where things went wrong. Handling exceptions. Exceptions are errors that occur during the execution of your code. They can be caused by a variety of issues such as invalid input, network errors, or bugs in your code. Use a try-catch block. This allows you to catch exceptions and handle them gracefully, rather than letting your application crash. Wrap your code in a try-catch block. This catches errors and logs them for you so you can understand what went wrong and fix it. This catches errors and logs them for you. By logging the error message and stack trace, you can gain valuable insights into what caused the exception and how to fix it. Finally, check out debugging libraries like debug.gs. These libraries offer additional features and flexibility that can make debugging easier and more efficient. They add more flexibility to your debugging process. With debug.gs, you can enable and disable logs without changing your code, making it easier to manage your debugging output. You can enable and disable logs without changing your code. This is particularly useful for large projects, where you might have a lot of logging statements that you don't want to remove or comment out. And that's it. With these tips, you'll be debugging JavaScript like a pro in no time. Remember, debugging is a skill that takes practice, so don't get discouraged if you don't get it right away. With these tips, you'll be debugging JavaScript like a pro in no time. Happy coding. Keep practicing and refining your skills, and soon you'll find that debugging becomes second nature.